Video is about sequence. There is a few terms that we must to know about this chapter. First, A. First term. D. Common difference. Tn. Nth term. Sn. Sum of first n term. And R. Common ratio. Geometric. In life, for example, we use arithmetic to count the bouncing ball. For geometric, usually we use to about saving or our bank.
So now we're gonna talk about arithmetic. So what arithmetic is about is basically the addition of common difference. See? The common difference. So what is the common difference? The common difference is basically a constant value that you add when you're trying to make a sequence. So take this for example. Let's say Ali has 5 ringgit in his wallet. Each day he saves 10 ringgit. So how many ringgit does he have in like 50 years? No, that's too much. I mean like 5 days, right? So let's continue. So saying that he saves 10 ringgit each day means that this is the common difference. See, now about the term. The first term, second term, third term, and the nth term. We're continuing the n. We'll be talking about the nth term later. For now, let's look at this. The first term is basically the A. So from in this situation, you can say that 5 ringgit is the A. Now, the nth term. The nth term is basically whatever number you can put. Take this for example again. Let's say in 10 days, in 100 days, in 100 days, how many ringgit does Ali have? So if it's like 10 or 5, you can count it by hand, but it's hard to count if it's 100. So how do you settle this problem? Using this formula. Just plug in everything that you know. We have the A, which is 5. We have the D, which is 10, and we have that's all. So now just plug it in. Tn being the number that it will give. The number that they will give. So now let's talk about this. The difference between this and Tn and Sn is that Sn is the addition of all the days, all of the value from the day, from day 1 until day n. This is just about day n. This is addition for all of the day. So continuing with this problem, let's say in the 5th term, n equals to 5. How many ringgit does he have in total for 5 days? So again, just plug in the value, and that's about it, really.
So we continue our subtopic with the geometric sequence.
For geometric sequence, the term used is common ratio. Common ratio, for example, geometric sequence is like this sequence: 4, 12, 36, and 108, and so on. So this we must divide between 12 and 4 to get the common ratio. For example, this 12 common ratio of this sequence is 12 divided by 4. So the common ratio for this sequence is 3. Sequence. An for the numbers term. A1 is the first term, R is common ratio, N is the terms number minus 1. So for example, the question asks, what is the value of 15th term of geometric sequence 4, 12, 36, and 100n, and so on? So we need to identify the first term first. The first term is 4, so we put 4. What is common ratio? 12 divided by 4. we can get 3. So for the formula for the AN, it is we put the A14. So the first term 4 multiply 3 power of 14 minus 1. What is 14 is the number of term that we need to find the value. So we just plug in the value of each component and we get the value for the 15th term of this arithmetic sequence. This type of sequence also have the formula to search for the sum of the n term. For n is anything that the question asks. So this is the formula. Sn is the term. A1 is the first term. R is common ratio and so on. So let's say find the sum of the first 10th term of this geometric sequence. 2, -4 and 8. We can just plug in like the others. So A1 is 2, R is -4/2, we get -2. So we get the value of this common ratio for this geometric sequence. So S10, we just plug in the value and
Okay, now we're gonna answer some question. Find S10 for the arithmetic sequence of -9, -5, -1, 3 and 7. So we're gonna use the formula of Sn equal to n/2 2a plus n minus 1d. So to use for this formula, we need to know what is n, a and d. So as we know, a is the first term for the sequence, so a is -9. For d, d is the common difference between two terms, so -5 minus 99, so d is 4, while n is the total of whole number, which is 10. So we just insert all the number we have and we calculate it and we got the answer. Okay, that's all.